Hello students, in this video we are going to learn how to execute an assembly language program of the addition of two 8-bit hexadecimal numbers with carry. Before going to the actual program, it is very important for us to understand the addition process. So for the sake of knowledge, we have taken two 8-bit hexadecimal numbers. They are given by BE and ED. So when you add this BE and ED, you will get the sum as AB and carry as 1. How? When you add BE and with ED, in the first step you have to add E with D. You know the value of E as 14 and D as 13. So when you add E plus D, E and D, you are adding 14 with 13. You will get the value of 27. You could see it on the screen here. This 27 could be written as 16 plus 11, and this 11 has an equivalent value of B. So the sum is given by B and you have a carry. So finally when you add E with D, we have the sum B having a carry of 1. This carry is to be added or is to be forwarded to the next position. So in the next step, we have to add B, E and 1. So then what is the result of B plus E plus 1? You will see. You know the value of B as 11 and the value of E as 14 and the sum is 25. Okay. When you add this to the carry 1, the total is 26, and again this 26 could be written as 16 plus 10, and this 10 has an equivalent value of capital A. So finally when you add B with E along with the carry 1, you have the sum as capital A and the carry as 1. This carry you will have. Hence, when you add the two numbers BE and ED, you will have the sum as AB and carry as 1. So we have taken this example and we will now proceed to the actual program. Now look at the program. This is the program. Just go through it silently. What is that we have done? We have done the clearance of the accumulator and the register C in the beginning. Why we have to clear the accumulator? It is to ensure that the accumulator does not have any previous value. Similarly, we will clear the C register to see that there is no previous value in the C register. Here you should know one thing, that the C register is used to store the carry. And now in the beginning you are making the C register as 00. That means in the beginning you are making the carry as 0. Students, you know very well that the carry may be either 0 or 1. It cannot have a value of say 2 or 3 or 4 like that. You know that. The carry may be either 0 or 1. What the thing that we have done is that we made the carry as 0 in the beginning. Now in the next step, we have used the instruction LXA H8500. By using this instruction, we load the number that is present in the memory location 8500. Okay. then we use the instruction move A comma M. What will it do? It will simply move the number which is present in the memory location 8500 to the accumulator. So in the first step, we have brought the first number to the accumulator. Next, we have used the instruction INXH. By using this instruction INXH, we have incremented the memory location. Now the memory location would move on to 8501, in which the second number is stored. Hope that it is clear. I want to reiterate it once again. Students, don't be confused. The first number is present at 8500 and the second number is present at 8501. We are adding these two numbers. So what we have done is that in the first step, we have moved the first number to the accumulator, and then we add the second number to the first number that is present in the accumulator. You know very well that the sum would also be stored in the accumulator. Okay. So here, by using the instruction INXH, we are moving on to the second number. Now after that, we have used the instruction ADDM. What does it do? This will simply add the number that is present in the given memory location to the number which is present in the accumulator. As I told you earlier, that the result is also stored in the accumulator. Hence, the final sum is present in the accumulator. Now the problem or the question arises, does it have any carry? Okay, the answer is that it may have a carry or it may not have a carry. Why? Because the carry depend on the numbers which you have chosen. If the numbers are such that it generates a carry, there would be a carry. If the numbers are such that it doesn't carry, it will not have any carry. Simple is the reason. What is the final conclusion? Depending upon the numbers that you have added, the carry may be generated or may not be generated. Now, so you have a condition here. You may have a carry or you may not have a carry. So what should be done? We use a conditional jump. What is the conditional jump that we have used here? It is JNC 8000E. What will it do? Let us understand the meaning of the instruction. JNC. JNC means jump if there is carry. So we are instructing the processor to jump to the memory location 8000E if there is no carry that is generated. Okay. So if there is no carry, it will move on to the memory location 8000E and will execute the opcodes which were present from 8000E onwards. Okay. This is the situation where there is no carry. But if it has carry, then what it should do? It would simply increment C register. Why? Here, you have to be very clear about one thing. If there is no carry, you should show that C is equal to 0. That means carry is equal to 0. Now, if there is carry, you should show that the value of carry C is equal to 1 or simply C is equal to 1. How do you make C is equal to 1? There are two ways. By just incrementing the C, Why? Already the C has a value of 0. In the beginning, we have made the C register or simply the carry as 0. By incrementing the C register, obviously the carry would be incremented by 1. So now the carry would be equal to 1. Hence we have made it very clear that if there is no carry, it would move to 8000E and will execute the instructions that were present from 8000E onwards. If it has carry, it would simply make the C register as 1 and simply show that the carry C is equal to 1. That's what it will happen in this program. Now, after this 8000E, what have been written, we will examine. At 8000E, we have used an instruction INXH. What does it mean? Okay, we have incremented this register. If there is a carry, that is very clear. But what is that we have to do after this? Finally, what is the end point? You have to show the result or display the result at the end of the program. So therefore, to show the result, what should you do? You have to move the result or the sum of the addition. Sum is to be stored or is to be moved from the accumulator to the given memory location. Okay, what is the memory location in which the result is to be stored, or what is the memory location in which you want to display the result? Is obviously 8502. Please remember that in 8500 we have the first number. In 8501 we have the second number. After adding these two numbers, the result is expected to be stored in 8503 and the carry is to be stored in the memory location 8504. Hope it is clear. 8503 consists of the sum and 8504 will consist of the carry. This is what we have done this. So to store the result in the given memory location, what should we do? We have to move the content present in the accumulator to the memory location 850. Okay, that's what it does. By using the instruction move m comma a, the result which is present in the accumulator would be moved to the memory location m or the next memory location. After this, what should we do? Again, we have incremented. We have incremented here. Why? Because you have to display the carry also. In this program, it is so designed that we'll display the carry. Okay? So if it has carry, that carry is to be displayed. Where should it be displayed? In another memory location. Where is it? It is 850. 8500 is the first number, 8501 is the second number, 8503 is the sum, 8504 is the carry. Okay, so finally the carry is to be moved to 8504. How? By using the instruction move m comma c, the carry would be moved from the C register to the memory location 8504. Okay, and after this we have used the instruction halt, HLT. So with this the program would be ended and we will now see how this program could be executed in a given simulator. We'll see it now. So this is the simulator. This is the simulator, you know. This simulator, this has again a display, a keyboard and functional keys. Display again is of two types. I already told you about this. The left side, the display can store 4 digits or simply 2 bytes. And normally the left side display is used to store the addresses of the memory location. or simply the address of the memory location. The right side display is used to store the opcode as well as the data. Now, uh, the left bottom corner, you have the keys starting from 0 to F. All of them represent the hexadecimal numbers. The right side corner, the bottom right corner, has some functional keys, namely reset, exam memory, previous, next, go, execute. These are the functional keys which we normally use. So, any program, as a matter of fact, could be executed in 3 steps. In the first step, we have to load the program. In the second step, we have to load the data. In the third step, we have to execute the program. And after that, the last step to display the result. This is the sequence which we follow to execute a given program. So what is the first step? We have to load the program. How do we load? We have to follow a sequence of steps. We have to press the buttons in a sequence. So what is the sequence? First we press the reset. After that we press the exam memory, and then we will enter the starting address of the program. After that we will press the next button. Then the cursor would be moved to the next display, or the display in which you can store 1 byte or 2 digits. Okay. So here now in this program, at the address 8000 we have a 3E. So we have a 3E in the address 8000. Press the next button, then the cursor would move on, the program counter will move on to the next memory location 8001, where 00 is to be stored. After this, that means at 8002 we have 0E, next. At 8003 we have 00. At 8004 we have 21. At 8005 we have again 00. At 8006 we have 85. At 8007 we have 7E. At 8008 we have 2, 3. At 8009 we have 86. At 8000A, at 8009 we have 86, and at 8000A we have D2. At 8000B we have 00E. At 8000C we have 80. At 8000D we have 03. At 8000E we have 2, 3. At 8000F we have 7, 7. At 8010 we have 2, 3. At 8011 we have 7, 1. At 8012 we have 76, which is the opcode for halt. This is the end of the program. So the program is ended at 8012 address. Now what is the next step? We have to inevitably press the next button. Students, again I am telling you that this is the place where most of the students commit error. Once you have finished entering the opcodes, you have to move on to the next memory location for the proper loading of the program. Therefore, after pressing the value or after entering the value of the opcode for halt, which is 76, you have to inevitably have to move to the next memory location to ensure that the program is properly loaded and executed. So now the loading of the program is over. What next? We have to store the data. Where should the data be entered and how should we enter the data? Again, there is a process. You have to press the reset, of course, the exam memory and the address of the memory location where the first number is to be stored. What is the first number? It is simply BE. It is the first number. After this, we have the second number at 8501 as ED. So, what are the numbers which we have chosen? The first number is BE and the second number is ED. It is the example which we have taken for understanding the addition process. So now we have successfully entered the numbers which are to be added. After that, again, students, please don't forget to enter the next button. Inevitably, you have to enter the next button after the data is submitted. Now, how to execute the program? Again, you have to follow a sequence of steps or you have to press the sequence of buttons. What are the buttons which we should press? At first, we have to press a reset. After that, go the starting address of the program and then execute. You could see that you have the letter E. So what does it mean? If you have the letter E, it means that the execution of the program is perfectly done. If there is any error in the execution of the program, you will get the error. You could rectify the error and then again you could execute the program. There is no worry at all. But here we have written a program and enter the opcodes in such a way that they are perfect. No problem. Now we have entered the numbers also. So what is the last step that is remained? We have to see the result. How to see the result? Again we have to press the buttons in a sequence. What is the sequence? Reset, exam memory, the memory location in which the sum is present. Friends, please don't forget that the first number is present at 8500, the second number is present at 8501, and the sum is present at 8502. Okay, let us see. If you press it next, then obviously you will get the sum which is AB. I already told you and you have already learned that by adding the numbers BE and ED, you will get the sum as capital AB. Now, which is clearly seen here. The sum is shown as AB at the memory location 8502. Similarly, the carry is to be present in the next memory location which is equal to 8503. Now let us check. Okay, here you have the carry. Don't forget that this sum has a carry. So that carry is stored in the C register. Of course, this is displayed by moving the content which is present in the C register to the memory location 8503. Friends, you can take several examples and you can get a confidence over the addition of two 8-bit numbers with carry. This is one important program which we normally get in the examinations. So therefore be thorough with this program. If you have any doubt, you can clarify the doubts at any point of time. Okay, we'll close this video by just say all the best.